Good afternoon. My name is Daniel Montes. I'm the campus administrator for the Mid-Valley campus of South Texas College. And on behalf of Dr. Reed, the Board of Trustees, and myself, I want to welcome each and every one of you to our wonderful Mid-Valley campus. Yesterday, we had the privilege of having a ribbon-cutting ceremony for the new construction. If you haven't had a chance to tour our campus, visit our campus, please stop by my office and we'll be glad to give you a guided tour of the facilities. We're very proud of the facilities. We're very proud of the things that we were able to accomplish here at our campus. So thank you and welcome to our campus. This afternoon, we're going to have some fun. And I know some of the young folks here in the front are going to be receiving some documents. I think it's a certificate. So I want to congratulate you. Institutional awards are something that's very near and dear to me. Before, in a prior lifetime, I was actually the chair of the business department. I used to know Mr. Laurel when we were both youngsters. We don't want to say how many years ago, but it was in another decade, right?
Yes, sir.
And I remember going to Westaco East, Westaco High School, and meeting with the teachers and the principals to talk about this new thing called a institutional award or dual credit courses. And this is something, like I said, that's very near and dear to me because I actually helped to create some of these programs of study. And you may not know what a institutional award is, but let me just briefly tell you what it's about. An institutional award curriculum is designed to update and expand the skills of individuals who wish to pursue an academic pathway in the measurement, processing, and communication of financial information and economic units. Try saying that 5 times, okay? The award intends to provide marketable skills to those who are considering entering the accounting industry by introducing students to curriculum and fields of study that can lead to specialized certificates or associates of applied science in accounting. And what are some of the benefits? Well, the benefits are that students can begin the coursework prior to completing the TSI. You guys know what the TSI is? Okay. Yeah, that's the exam that they ask us to take and pass before we can start doing our college coursework. Courses apply towards accounting certificate, clerk, AAS accounting certificates or degrees at South Texas College. We have what's called stackable certificates. And what a stackable certificate is really you start out with a marketable skills certificate, AAS, and then we also have BAT degrees, which is bachelor level degrees. The good thing is for parents and students is that at each level, those courses that you take at the lower level will transfer to the upper level courses. So that's really a great thing to have. The award may provide internship advantages. It provides a focus into accounting careers. Several of us, when we were in college, I was a business major myself. I attended a very good school, a business school, and some of my colleagues back there, I know Mr. Garcia, you went to the same school I did. I didn't start taking accounting courses till the second year. Is that about right? Yeah, the second year, my sophomore year at UT Austin is when I started taking accounting courses. So I didn't know how to do income taxes. I didn't know how to do a lot of these things that you guys already know how to do. So you guys already are ahead of us at this point in your lives, so congratulations. This afternoon, like I said, we are going to be celebrating and acknowledging each and every one of you and your accomplishments. And this is the first step, okay? I want you guys to understand this is the first step in a long road, but it's a very, very prosperous road. And accounting, you probably have heard, is a backbone of every organization. I can't think of any industry or organization that doesn't depend upon accounting. It doesn't depend upon financial reporting or accountability. Every organization depends on that. So if you major in accounting or if you know about accounting, that makes you very marketable. And it gives you a leg up on the competition. So congratulations for that. So this afternoon we have some other activities and I just wanted to kind of let you know about the program for some of you who may not know about what the institutional award is. But it's something that, again, it's very, very useful, and it's a great thing to have. At this time, I'd like to ask Mr. Eduardo Pastor, I acknowledge Mr. Eduardo Pastor, the chair of the Business Administration Department. Mr. Ricardo Olivares couldn't be here today. I think he's on maneuvers with the National Guard. So he expressed to me a few days ago that he really wanted to be here because he thinks that this is one of the most important things that we have to offer for students. So he expressed his regrets for not being here, but I know that he would have wanted to be here. So I just want to acknowledge him. And at this time, I'd like to also ask Mr. Gumecindo Laurel, accounting instructor, to please come up. And Mr. Laurel is going to introduce our distinguished panelists up front.
Welcome. I'd like to start by welcoming the parents, the guests that came in today to support your student that are here to receive the Accounting Institutional Award. I am the instructor, and again, I'm Gumecindo Laurel. I'm the instructor over at Westlake High School, the accounting instructor. And so I want to talk a little bit about my students, about our program. Before I do that, in addition to the parents and guests, I want to specifically welcome my wife, Annabelle, and my granddaughters, Zoe and Andrea, who are here. And as I look around the room, and when this all got started, it spans my whole career because, for example, from the STC staff, where there are many in here, and they require obviously a lot of thanks for everything that they do. I've got, for example, Mr. Olivares, who's not here with us today because he's on maneuvers, but we're here today because he had a vision last year that he wanted to have this type of ceremony for the accounting students that receive that Accounting Institutional Award. Ms. Charles Sandra, I don't know where she's at. She's hiding in the back. She, last year and this year, worked to organize this for us. I want to also thank Mr. Garcia, one of the faculty staff from here at STC. He goes by my classroom every year to do a quick evaluation. I want to also recognize Mr. Kaladus Mehdi. When I started teaching, we started teaching together. This was more than 1 decade ago, quite a long time ago. So it was great to see him here. Another staff member that I have to recognize, Ruby Camposanto, who's over here. Ruby, please stand up real quick. Ruby was one of my former students when I taught accounting over at Westlake High School. And it's great to see that she's an instructor here at South Texas College. We also have the campus principals here, Dr. Cantu, for campus principal for Westlake High School, and for Westlake High School, Mrs. Morales. Mr. Ornelas is also here with us. He's one of our instructional leaders. At the very end, of course, Mrs. Sue Peterson, who's our Assistant Superintendent of Curriculum for Westlake ISD. And I skipped her for just a moment, but I'm going to come back to her in a little bit. Alicia Galvan, who's the accounting instructor for Westlake High School. Another of my former students when I taught at Westlake High School. What a connection. And I'd like to just briefly address my students. And the first thing I thought of this afternoon when I was trying to brainstorm what am I going to talk about is where did the time go? Okay. 2 years went by real quick. A lot of flashcards drills. Remember that? A lot of homework, tests, and then of course learning how to build a snowman, which is my personal favorite. Not with us today in the group from Westlake High School is Gerald Garza. He had a commitment with another club. But when I think of Gerald, I think of a lot of great things, but one of the things that stands out, he was one of our football players. So every Monday after a football game, we'd sit down and talk about what happened and the good things and maybe the not so good things. But for them, it was a great year. Kimberly Ramos, stand up, Kimberly, for just a little bit. I think of two things when I think of Kimberly. Number one, I think about how smart she is. It's incredible. Okay, I think a lot of people don't have an idea, but I've learned that. And she's an extremely hard worker, and I underline in bold work because she has always had a job in addition to her job of being a student. I think she's taken a little bit of time off lately, but she was always working, had several jobs. Another student, Andre Campos, stand up, Andre. Andre was with us obviously last year in Accounting 1, and then this year, in second year in Accounting. One of the things that stands out from this year is at the beginning of the school year, Andre came up to me and said, "Sir, I'm going to do UL Accounting again," because he had started last year and then got busy doing other things. And he has been an extremely valuable member of this team and the success that we've had this year. So Andre, I thank you for that. Hayley, stand up, please. Hayley Germain. My nickname for her, don't ask me why, it just came out one time, is Hayley Joe. It sounds great, so everybody thinks that that's her real name, but it's just something that I handed off to her. Hayley is going to be in a couple of weeks or so, she's going to be traveling to Dallas to compete for the Business Professionals of America National Conference in Payroll Accounting. Okay, so I'm wishing her great luck over there. And I thank the Lord for accidents, because last year when we were coming back from our state competition in Austin for UIL Accounting, they were talking about how they ended up doing UIL Accounting, and her line was, it was by accident. She meant to go to a different meeting, and she ended up in my room, and then she just, okay, well, this sounds good, so she stayed, and she's been awesome. I've known her since her sophomore year. One of the things that I remember her sophomore year doing the math in my head and thinking, okay, 3 years, she's going to graduate in 3 years. I'm going to be getting close to retirement or thinking about it. But no, I'm not retiring yet. Sorry, Dr. Cantu. And the other thing, of course, is she's so dedicated to accounting. She's an outstanding young lady. The last person in our group is Rocio Limon. Rocio, if you stand up, please. She's also going to be competing at Business Professionals of America National Conference in Advanced Accounting, and that is hard. So I really admire her. The nickname for her is Lemon, Limon, Lemon. And one of the things that stands out for me from this year is at the beginning of the year, she was selected to be one of the Channel 5 Student of the Week students, which is a tremendous honor. And I was blown away when she asked me to appear with her during the taping of that. And in all the years that I've taught, so many students that I've known, I've never been asked to do that. So I thank you for honoring me in that way. Rocio is the anchor of our UIL accounting team, which in a week from now, we'll be traveling up to Austin to compete at the state meet. She's really, really super. All the kids are really super. And I appreciate all of them and for everything that they do. Okay. I'd like to next go ahead and introduce Miss Alicia Galvan. I'm sorry, Dr. Cantu, and then Alicia, you're going to be after Dr. Cantu. Dr. Cantu is going to come up and say a few words.
Thank you. So I walk in and somebody says, "You know you're speaking, right?" I said, "Not a problem, we can figure this out." When we were listening to Mr. Laurel talk about where has the time gone, and he was talking about how people in this room have spanned his career, here's a little secret about me and Mr. Laurel. Me and Mr. Laurel go back way before he was even a teacher, before even I was a high school student or a middle school student. I met Mr. Laurel really, I guess I must have been 9 years old, maybe even younger than that. So I've known Mr. Laurel since forever. One of the stories that I remember, one of the things that I remember, my sister and her then fiance and Annabelle and Gume were really close friends. And I was the chaperone that would go on the dates with my sister to make sure that, everything was the way it needed to be. And I remember that we went to your apartment to watch a scary movie called Valentine's. I don't know if you guys remember that back in the early 80s or even late, but it was Be My Valentine or something like that, but it was a slasher movie. And I was 9 years old and I was scared out of my mind, and that stuck with me forever. So when he says spanned his career, we're also talking spanning careers, because before he was a teacher, he was doing something else, and that's what you were doing. I guess you were working logistics for a construction company or something along those lines, if I remember correctly. So I know that Mr. Raul talks about you guys and seeing you guys grow up and seeing how you are developing. And for us, that's what this is about. We take strength from students like you. that have a direction, because we know that hard work is important, and we know that hard work leads to something. But unless you have a direction, hard work is just exhausting. And some of us know what hard work is. You know, having worked in the fields, that's hard work. Having worked, you know, paycheck to paycheck, trying to figure out how we're going to feed a family, you know, from a minimum wage job, that's hard work. But having a direction, which you guys have found, is what's going to pay off for you. That direction is where we take our strength. And we see that you guys are developing, you're growing. And for us, it's a great source of strength. It's a source to re-energize what we do on a daily basis. So thank you for that, students. Choosing the hard path that you have is a choice, right? Not everybody can make that choice. And we say that Weslaco is the right choice. And it's the right choice when you guys are making right choices, and that's where I'm the proudest. So thank you for everything that you do to represent your schools, your district. We are immensely proud. I see that we have some of our brightest, most dedicated students in this room. So thank you for that, and continue with, you know, your success. I wish you luck. I know that most of you are seniors, correct? Year 2. So you're going off into some really exciting times. Just remember that success is built on the choices that you make today. Thank you.
Thank you very much. At this time, I'd like to introduce our guest speaker today, Mr. David Mendoza, CPA. I'd like to give you a little bit of information about Mr. Mendoza. He's a graduate of Weslaco High School, class of 1998. He received his bachelor's BBA from UTPA in fall of 2004. He received his CPA in 2010. He is a member of the Texas Society of Certified Public Accountants, and he's been that since 2010. He has 14 years of public accounting experience, specializing in audits of nonprofits, school districts, and local governments. He also performed tax work along with bookkeeping and write-ups. He opened his own firm, David Mendoza CPA, in 2013. He's been a pastor in Weslaco since 2015. He was born and raised in Weslaco. He's the father of 4, the husband to Maricela Mendoza, married for 14 years. He still operates a CPA firm on a part-time basis, but the main focus in life right now is in the ministry. So please help me in welcoming Mr. Mendoza.
Hello. Well, is that too loud? Is that all right? I've never had anybody talk about me like that before. It's kind of strange listening to the highlights of my life. Like you said, my name is David Mendoza. I am a pastor/accountant. Kind of a weird combination, right? I used to say it the other way around, accountant/pastor, because I was a lot more accountant than pastor then. But then it got confusing, and my daughter would say, I think he's an accountant and during the day, and at night he's a pastor, like some sort of superhero. But that's not how it works. Like you mentioned, you know, I want to just briefly share. Thank you once again for the opportunity to be here. Thank you to the faculty, to the Business Administration Department, just for the chance to be able to speak to you guys today. But I just want to share a little quick thought. I won't take up too much of your time. He mentioned that I graduated from Weslaco High School in 1998. That seems like a long time ago. Don't do the math, because then you're going to know how old I am. You already figured it out, aren't you? You're math students, so you're figuring it out right now. No, people tell me I look younger than I am, and I believe them, so don't ruin this for me. I also graduated in college at UTPA in 2004, so I do want you to do the math on that one. How many years was that? I started right after high school, too. About 6 years, right? 6 years. It took me 6 years to get from high school to actually graduating with my bachelor's degree. And I'm going to talk to you about, I want you to remember that, but I'll tell you why in a minute. You know, after that I went into public practice, sat down for my CPA. I am a certified public accountant through the state of Texas, and I have been doing that for a few years. I do have my own business, and then just for kicks, I became a pastor. I am a pastor here in the local church here in Westlake called the Family Church. That's where I spend most of my time. So I do both things, but I am more of a pastor now than I am an accountant. But I want to talk to you about my road to all of this. If you'll just give me a few minutes, I'll go over that briefly. In 1998, I graduated high school. Man, it still sounds weird coming off the tongue like that. It's such a long time ago, 1998, a while back. I started going to school, I went to UTPA, went for a different degree, wanted to get into engineering, into mathematics and things like that. But how many of you guys know that things don't always go according to plan? Parents in the room, right? We all had plans. Do you remember what it felt like to be this age? I mean, everything was open. And I had plans. I said, I'm going to go to school, I'm going to become an engineer, and I'm going to do it that way. But then, plans change. About 2 years into it, I was about in my 20s, I think, I was actually in a car accident. I was hit by a drunk driver. Here, somewhere in Westlake, I was on my way somewhere. I was just kind of, listening to the radio, and the drunk driver swerved into my lane. I didn't have anywhere to go, so I was in a head-on collision in my 20s, and at that time, I should be dead, The ambulance guy that was like, I had a wound on my head. He's like, did you hit the windshield with your head? I'm like, I don't know. I don't remember. That's the kind of accident that was. I should be dead. But it taught me something, and I want you to remember this one phrase, and then I'll bring it back in a few minutes. I think it applies to everybody, but I'm specifically talking to this great group of students. Remember this phrase: I realized that life was short, because I should have died. So when that happened to me, I lost some financial aid. Without going into too many details, I interrupted my education, and I said, I'm going to go back. I don't want to go back to a full-time 4-year degree. I'm wasting a lot of time there, because again, I thought life was short. So I went and I enrolled in a technical school to learn bookkeeping here in the West Oakland area, a 9-month program to learn in 9 months, which you guys already know with these classes. The introduction to accounting, Tenki, anybody, Tenki? Does he know what this is? Calculators? No? Am I old, or what's going on here? All right, well, the one that makes a little choo-choo-choo and the receipt comes out, right? That thing. I had to learn all of that, and it took me 9 months to learn all of that. And my plan at the time was to just go, learn how to do that, get a job, start making money, right? Because who doesn't want to make money? Start making money, and then just do that. That was going to be my life. I wasn't going to go back to school, because life was too short. At the time, I was dating somebody that wanted to get married. I won't go into too many details, but I was a kid. So I wanted to just kind of do that. Luckily, while I was in school, I met a lady. I'm pretty terrible with names. I know that's such a terrible thing for a pastor to say, but the names just swim away from my head. I don't remember her name, but it was an older lady. I had her for an accounting class, and she would sit next to me. We had some conversation. She would inquire about who I was, my background, and I got to know her. And we were talking a lot, and one day she kind of started talking to me about her background, and she said, you know why I'm here, son? I'm like, no, I don't know why you're here. She was in her 50s. At the time, I was like 20. She's like, I don't know why you're here. She said, well, because I went and started working and started making money, which was my plan at the time. I started making money, worked in the job for 30 years. And then what happened after 30 years? The adults kind of know where I'm going with this. Times changed. Something happened where all of a sudden a younger generation of people were coming in, and this beautiful, wonderful woman who's kind, gentle, fun, she found herself out of a job. And now she was in the same program as me, trying to get an education to be able to go back to work. And she told me, son, are you going to go back to school after this? I'm like, I thought this was school. That's what I said to myself. She's like, no, you're going to go back to school. I'm like, I wasn't planning on it. She taught me something, and this is the second phrase I want you to remember. She taught me that life is short, but it's also long. That doesn't make any sense, right? Is it short or is it long? Is it YOLO or is it not? I don't know. Life is short. When you understand that life is short, you get to live every day. You enjoy the tacos, you enjoy Whataburger. How many of you guys had a good meal today? You enjoy it. You enjoy good company. You enjoy people around you. When you know that life is short, you live in the moment. That's fantastic. But I had to learn that life is long. This woman taught me that life is longer than you think sometimes, so you can't stop investing in yourself. She said to me, you have to go back because your life might be long. And what if you need more education down the road like me? Pretty strong message for me. And to this day, I don't remember her name. I remember what she looked like, but I don't remember her name. And I remember I took those words to heart. I finished that little 9-month program, and at that point in my life, this is so cool. I had the same education pretty much that you have right now. Could have gone to work, could have done all that. I mean, nothing wrong with that. I learned some good classes, yeah? It's good, it's a success story. Graduating high school is a success story, but one of the things that this woman taught me was that life is long, life is short, and there is a lot more to accomplish. So, I think you guys are in an amazing position. You guys have these great classes that took me months and months to learn. You guys have already done it, and you're so young, you're getting out of high school. It's great. Be encouraged by that. But after I graduated, I was walking again because I couldn't walk. I had to make a decision. I went back to UTPA at the time. Remember how I told you it was 1998 to 2004? That was 6 years, right? When it should have been like a 4-year program. The reason why it was 6 years is because it cost me a year and something of my life to go around and try to figure out a way what to do with myself. It took me about a year. I could have gone back to work, I could have done many things, but I decided to go back to school. See, for me, the biggest things in my life, and this is what I hope to share with you guys, the biggest things in my life are 3 things. My biggest things in my life that have been a blessing to me, that are foundational to who I am, even to this day, are 3 things. It's faith. Of course it is, I'm a pastor, right? I preach for a living. It's faith, it's family. The adults in the room agree with me, right? Because no matter how much your family is and how fun they are, because how many of you guys know family is fun sometimes, right? It's challenging, right? Nobody? It's okay, nobody's looking at you. It can be challenging, but family lasts. Faith, family, and education. Those 3 things, to this very day, when I pray for my children at night, I encourage them in those 3 things. Faith, family, and education. I finished my education, I started my business, and as a result, my wife was not able to join us today. I wanted her to be here because she's my comfort blanket. She's not here, but my wife also got her education. I crunch numbers. I'm an accountant. I crunch numbers. She's a nurse, so she pokes people. So I crunch numbers, she pokes people, right? And that's what we did. We got our education, we started working, and education, I hope you hear me on this, and I've been in your position before where people come up and talk to me about my future, especially when I was younger, they would say things to me, and I would hear it, but at the time I wasn't really listening. So I'm hoping you're hearing what I'm saying. Education has opened so many doors for me. I'm able to provide for my family, my wife, my pile of kids that I have. I have 4 kids. One's a teenager, so rough life, right? I provide for them, I provide for my family. I'm able to just enjoy life with them because of education. And then when the time came, that's where the turn came. When the time came for me to start engaging in something else, ministry work, which is what I do now, I still do accounting. Accounting has been such a blessing. It has allowed me to continue to just produce income, be more independent. I'm a business owner, so it can be casual Friday every day of the week for me. That's just how I am, and as a result, I've been able to do what I feel called to do in my life: my faith, my family, and my education. Those 3 things require some work. Those 3 things have built they give me joy, they have me where I am, and those 3 things are foundational. But I'll encourage you guys today. You guys are in a great position, and you're so young. I mean, this is a fantastic looking group. Let me encourage you on this as my final thought. Life is short. Enjoy it. Have fun with your friends. Grab some Whataburger after this. Enjoy the meal. Have fun on the weekend. Do whatever you're going to do. Enjoy life because it is short. But never forget that life is also long. So don't stop investing in yourselves. It is an absolute tremendous achievement, and everybody up here will agree with me that you've accomplished these classes. This is not something normal. We didn't have these opportunities. This is a great, tremendous achievement for you guys. You have 1 foot in the door because of this. It's going to be great that you're graduating from high school. That is an amazing achievement, but I'll encourage you, there is more than that. There's a lot more than that. Don't stop. Keep going, because with an education, with family, with faith, you can accomplish great things. So congratulations once again. I encourage you, and I pray that you have wonderful times, wonderful blessings, and whatever you take on in your life is a success. God bless you guys.
I'm super excited for all you guys to be here, all of my students' parents to be here and joining us in this great celebration. I can't tell you guys how proud I am. I know there's days where I'm stricter than other days, but know that I care about you guys, each and every one of you, very, very much. Fernando always asks me, "Are you gonna miss us, miss, when we're gone?" The answer to that is yes. I will miss every single one of you. And I hope that you guys, and I know that you guys will do excellent in your future. I have no doubt in that. Jasmine, I know you're gonna do excellent. I don't doubt what you're capable of. Your real world connections to what we talk about, you're just gonna do awesome. Jasmine. Covarrubias, same thing. I know you always tell me, I got this, miss. You do got this. You'll be just fine. Ileana, I have nothing but great things to say about you. I know you're gonna achieve greatness. I just talked to you the other day. You said, I can do this, miss. I do this, I do pageants, I do this. I know you're gonna do great. I have no doubt in you. Mr. Hernandez, Jose, you are awesome. You and me, we connect. You're super smart. I know you can do so much, and I can't wait to see it. Miss Nicole, my shy girl. I have no doubt you're going to be super successful. I know you're going to do great. Believe in yourself because I believe in you. Miss Brianna, there is so many things that are awesome about you. You're super smart. You get everything I tell you in one split second. I know you're going to do great. Miss Alyssa, Miss super involved in everything and can still manage to have time to finish everything that is assigned to her. I know you're going to do great. And Mr. Fernando, I know you're going to do awesome. I know your path is bigger than what you see, but I know you're going to get there. And I can't wait for you to come back and tell me what you've done. Thank you to all the parents that are here, that you guys took time out of your busy schedule to join us. Thank you for all the encouragement, the support that you've given these children. I'm excited to share this moment with you guys. I've known you guys for 2 years now, and I'm extremely blessed to be your teacher. You guys are the class of 2018, including Wesco East, Wesco High. We are Wesco together. And I'm proud to say that you guys have worked long hours, and you guys deserve this great achievement. I'm glad that South Texas College has given you guys this opportunity to advance your career, being that you guys are high school students and now you have extra college hours that nobody else does but you. This institutional award that you guys are earning is an exceptional award to be receiving, just like everybody stated prior to me being up here. And I know that by taking accounting for 2 years, some of you guys have already mentioned to me that this is a career of your choice. And I can't tell you how excited that makes me feel. So head on, get this done, and I want to see you guys become your future accountants. I also want to thank Mr. Laurel because if it wasn't for him, I wouldn't be here today. He was my teacher back in the day. I don't want to say how far that day is. But because of him, I am here today. He gave me the inspiration to be here, and I hope that I pass that forward on to you guys. And without further ado, it's my pleasure also to now present Mrs. Yvette Morales, our Wesco High School's principal.
You know, Wesco High School has about 540 students that are going to graduate this year, and I know Dr. Cantu also has close to that number, and out of those 1,000 students, we have 12 individuals, an elite group right here. Let's give them a round of applause. I want to commend you for the work that you've done, because obviously this didn't happen overnight, and I want to commend the parents. Parents, you all have done an amazing job. Like I said, we have 12 kids out of about 1,000 that are graduating from Wesco High School that are going to be receiving today's award. What I do want to talk to you about today, though, has nothing to do with education. That's awkward, right? Because I'm a principal. But I couldn't say it any better than what Dr. Cantu and our guest speaker already did. But what I do want to share with you is that remember to always serve others. You have to be a servant in whatever you do. Our church just lost a dear friend of ours. She was 56 years old, and she was killed unexpectedly in a car accident. And she wasn't a teacher, she wasn't an accountant, she wasn't a career. But you know what? She was a teacher, she was an accountant. She kept her house all together. So while you're gonna have all these roles and you're gonna pursue, I have no doubt that you're gonna earn your degrees, you're gonna get your associates, and you're gonna be successful. But what people are really gonna remember is if you served other people, not just certificates and awards and degrees. So make sure that you live a life where you're serving others and you'll be remembered forever. Thank you and God bless you.
Andre Miguel Campos.
I'd like to thank God for blessing not only myself, but for bringing everyone here that, I'm sorry, let me start over. It's truly a blessing to receive this award alongside my classmates and the students from Wesco High as we accept this award together. I'd like to thank God. I'd like to thank Mr. Laudel for being such a great teacher. I've had him for the past couple of years, being in Accounting 1 and Accounting 2, and I can say without a doubt that he truly does deserve the Wesco East Teacher of the Year award. He's been a great role model for a lot of his students, including myself, and I would like to thank him for being that person to not only myself, but to his students. And I'd also like to thank my family for being here, my mom and my grandmother for being here to watch me get this award. Sometimes they can be a little hard on me, but I know that what they say and what they do is because they want me to become a better person. So I thank them for the love that they give me. Thank you.
Gerald Garza. Hayley Providence Germain.
Hi. I would like to thank STC for presenting me with this award. I would also like to thank my parents for their continuous support. Thank you, Mom, Dad. And lastly, I would like to thank Mr. Laudel. I thought I knew what I wanted to do with my life. But in the 3 years that I've known Mr. Laudel, he changed my view on everything I thought I knew. I would not be attending Mays Business School to study accounting in the fall if it were not for him. So thank you. And thank you again. Thank you to everyone here. And yes,
Rocio Natalie Limon.
Okay, so I'd like to thank South Texas College, WISD, Dr. Canthu,
and Ms. Laudel for providing my classmates and I with this opportunity to take these accounting courses, because they've actually been special to me because they've inspired me to pursue a career in accounting, and they have led me to do great things like Ms. Laudel mentioned. Like in the next few weeks I get to go to UIL State for accounting and BPA Nationals. And this upcoming fall, I'm actually going to attend the Mace Business School at Texas A&M. And I strongly believe that without this opportunity, I would not have gotten this far. So once again, I'd like to thank everyone who has made this possible for me.
Kimberly Victoria Ramos.
Before I start, I would like to wish a very happy birthday to Mr. Laudel. On behalf of all of Wasaco East, I would like to thank STC and Mr. Laudel for giving me the opportunity to receive this award. Before taking part of this accounting classes, I wasn't sure what I was going to major in college. If it hadn't been for Mr. Laudel's encouragement, I wouldn't have decided to pursue an accounting degree at the University of Houston. So thank you very much, and thank you everyone.
Jasmine R. Barrios.
Good afternoon. I'd like to begin by taking the time to thank STC for providing me with the resources to better my education. I'd also like to thank my instructor, Ms. Inez, for her passion for accounting and for her students, and for just wanting us all to do better with our lives. Her guidance for the past 2 years has allowed me to pursue or want to pursue a degree in accounting. And accounting, from what I've come to learn, is an arduous and tedious practice, and I just want to recognize her for her efforts and for just wanting us all to succeed. Thank you.
Jose Covarrubias.
Good afternoon, everyone, fellow classmates and parents. I would like to start by thanking STC for offering the class, because without it, I wouldn't have built a passion for accounting. I would like to thank my parents for supporting me and pushing me to do the best that I can in this accounting course. And most importantly, I would like to thank Ms. Inez for being the best accounting teacher, because she taught us the basic fundamentals of accounting that we need to succeed further in our academic careers. Thank you all for being here.
Ileana Espinosa.
Good afternoon, students, staff, and parents. I'd like to thank STC for giving us the opportunity of taking this course as a high school student. I would also like to thank Ms. Inez, who has given us the knowledge of accounting in helping us understand everything taught. Most of all, I would like to thank my parents for encouraging me to take this course and pushing me to do my best every day. Thank you.
Jose M. Hernandez.
Good afternoon. It's an honor to be here today. I would like to thank a few people that mean a lot to me and helped me get to this point in my life. I would like to thank my mom and my dad and my brother. For without them, I wouldn't be where I'm at today. They have always pushed me to do my best and believed in me in everything I did. I would also like to give a special shout out to Ms. Inez and Mr. Rodriguez. They have put up with me for 2 years. And they have taught me so much, and I've learned a lot from them. I learned tremendously. I would also like to thank STC for giving me this opportunity to receive the certificate and all the faculty we have here today. Thank you.
Nicole Morin.
I would like to thank my parents for always standing by my side, giving me their unconditional love and encouraging me to strive for great success. I'd also like to thank Ms. Inez, who has been a role model figure throughout these past 2 years. Her guidance and ambition has and will continue to be a motivational token towards what I plan to achieve in the future. Thank you.
Brianna Orozco.
Okay, well, I would like to say thank you to my parents and to my sister for the unconditional love and support and guidance they have always provided me, and thank you to Ms. Inez for the past 2 years of putting up with mine, Nicole's, and Karina's laughs, and for helping me find a passion, and for always being there inside and outside of the classroom. And I'd also like to thank STC for the opportunity and for awarding us. Thank you.
Alyssa M. Perales.
Good afternoon, everyone. I'd like to begin by thanking Wesco High School and STC for granting me the opportunity of taking dual enrollment classes and, of course, taking these accounting courses. Thank you to Ms. Inez for teaching me everything I know about accounting and guiding me step by step as I prepare for my next chapter. Ms. Inez has been a role model these past 2 years, and she has shown me what accounting really is, and actually I have decided to pursue a career in accounting because of Ms. Inez. And I'd also like to thank my parents. Without them, I wouldn't be here today, and they've done so much for me, and I can't thank them enough. Thank you.
Fernando Sainz.
To begin, I'd like to thank STC for making all this possible, and I'd also like to thank my instructor, Ms. Inez, for guiding me in the right direction for the past 2 years. Without her, I don't think I'd be at the position I am standing here in front of you all. And when I graduate, she's going to be the teacher I miss the most too. And lastly, I'd like to thank my family for helping me through all the tough times. Thank you.
I'd like to mention a couple of people who couldn't be here with us tonight. Brianna Solis and Sydney Sunderland. At this time, I'd like to invite Ms. Sue Peterson to the podium for some closing remarks.
Thank you. I'm very glad to be here today, but you know, when you're last, everyone has said every note that you wrote down, just about. So, but students, first of all, I congratulate you. And I do want to thank STC, Dr. Reed, and the willingness of all of the staff at STC to reach out and partner with the school districts, because it really is a wonderful opportunity for our students. And we have a tremendous amount of students like yourselves that take advantage of it. Not everyone does, but I congratulate you, because you will be leaving Wesco ISD college and career ready. You've already proven that you can be successful in college coursework. You're going on to a 4-year institution, and you will be able to be successful there also. You're also career ready, because you've already shown that you have strong experience in accounting. And I am so thankful that there are people that like accounting, because that is not me. So I rely on people like you that understand the numbers and know what columns to put them in, and will help people with their tax returns and all of that. So thank you for having an interest in that area. I also want to thank the teachers at the high schools who work very hard, go above and beyond, have a passion for their subject, which many of you have mentioned, and are able to share that passion with students, because it's a gift. It's a gift to be able to take a passion you have and communicate that, and then to instill that passion in students. So I want to thank the teachers. Next week we'll be celebrating Teacher Appreciation Week, and I'll thank you ahead of time, since I probably won't see you next week. So, and we've already mentioned that Mr. Laurel is the Teacher of the Year for Wesco East High School. This is not his first time. He's been named that before, so we congratulate you again and look forward to celebrating with you next week. So again, congratulations, students, for taking advantage of the dual courses that we offered. I know that they are challenging, and there are many other things in high school to distract you from your studies, but you being here today have shown that you've maintained a focus, that you have been able to do well in your grades, or you would not be here today receiving this institutional award. So thank you for that. It's just the beginning of a month of celebration for you. I will have the opportunity, I hope, to congratulate you a few more times. If not before the last week of May for graduation, I will see you then. So we wish you, on behalf of Dr. Canales, who could not be here this afternoon, but has all of your interest at heart and is so proud of the accomplishments of students in our district. She congratulates you, I congratulate you. You make our district look great, and we will take a little credit for getting you where you're at. So thank you and congratulations, and thank you to STC.